Wow, very fitting that I'm sick. I was sick in the first stream I did of Minecraft Through Time, the original, not the one I'm just coming off of. Oh, I forgot how nice inf-dev terrain was. It's very pretty. I mean, I could always delete the world well in it. That's what I did in the original world. It does splice the chunks together, which I wonder how that would be if you had like a world with like actual stuff built. It'd be very peculiar. It gets just a little bit more glitched the more and more you do it. It's kind of peculiar. Does it update? No, this is just straight broken. Hang on, let me try placing a torch. Something that'll actually affect the light. Oh, I mean, it does fix it, but I have to keep the torch there. Oh yeah, that actually fixed the whole thing. You can take a look at it. I mean, I shouldn't go too far from spawn. So if I don't like this, then I'm just gonna make a new world, and we're just gonna randomize worlds a few times. I'm gonna quit this time. We're not gonna in the game. Okay, we're not gonna be that powerful. But yeah, the thing you gotta do in these little versions is you just kind of gotta go for it. Just randomize it. Oh, I think this is just normal terrain. Actually, this isn't even fat slab. This is a fat slab. Goodness me. I remember watching. I think it was Z-Sto's series that he did of like a Minecraft through time type thing back in the day. This was back in like 2011. It must have been. He talked about how like back in the day, of course, you just kind of were going based on spawns. So you just kind of had to make worlds over and over again until you had a nice spawn. Because you don't really like to wander around too much, obviously, in the old versions here. Because then you got to do like that whole walk of shame when you die. Because this is not like the stage of Minecraft where you can just pick it and go. There's a little crevasse. It reminds me of Malibu. Oh, Malibu! It's like brings me back. Looks like that potato dimension snapshot terrain. It kind of does. I just like that the terrain goes higher than the actual generator can support it, so you just get like a huge cutoff at the top. They really want to utilize that world height. I paid for 100% of the height limit, apparently, back when the game costed like a few bucks. Oh, they're pretty infed up though, to be fair. I think this is actually not too bad. Can't see half of the stuff because of the lighting issues. Well, I think I've made up my mind. Oh, there's a sapling. Oh, yo, leaf decay. Wow, it's great to have you. Can't wait to have you be re-added and removed and re-added and removed. The crafting table. The most consequential piece of the Minecraft base. No, I think I can definitely envision some kind of bridges. Actually, I think I might want to start up there. I got some saplings, so we're good. We're great. Oh, there's a little coal there. Although I want more of the low-hanging fruit, probably. Be a better idea. If anyone watching this wants to know why I've reset, you can watch the other part of this stream that I'll probably be editing into its own thing. That'll be like kind of the finale for the other series. The formal finale that it never got. The high ground's quite nice here. Ooh, I got an idea. Maybe I start from like the top and like go down builds by builds kind of thing, like kind of do something up here and then do something down here and maybe some stuff down there and in between. I think actually instead of doing stuff like at the bottom, I'm just gonna do stuff like up in like the mountains and stuff. I think that'd be kind of interesting. No crouching too, so I'm really playing it dangerous. On a bit of a razor's edge here. The beautiful wood tools that everyone loves and definitely does not just jump straight to stone. I don't think there's charcoal in this version. I think it literally is just dependent on the coal. Ladders are, I don't think ladders are a thing. I don't think stairs are a thing either. This is a predicament I encountered at the beginning of Minecraft Through Time before. Hence why I'm familiarized with it. So what I will do is I'll just have to dig a staircase that is, well, it's not pretty. But I'm not going to make it all fancy, like literally every staircase I've done in this. Okay? I'm not going to. Hidey hole. Yeah, exactly. Even though I don't need to hide. Okay, I ain't no pansy. I say that as I'm digging a hole into the ground. I already have a starter base idea. And it's gonna be brilliant. It's gonna be brilliant. Brilliant indeed. I just need to get some torches first, so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm thinking for this, like, top of, like, mountain build, I'm gonna do something like a little mini pagoda thing. It can't be very complicated. It honestly can't. I'm saying this truthfully. Building is very limited, but I think I can still whip something together. Not even wool or anything. I'm literally just gonna be building with planks, logs, and cobblestone. Yeah, you can smelt stone. Can you smelt? Okay, you can't smelt anything really. Oh. Oh yeah, that's good. I didn't use coal. You took it out before I even smelted. That's funny. I scammed myself. Yeah. I don't remember if you like break it while it's lit, if it actually stays lit. Oh, hang on, I gotta do it longer. Takes forever to break the furnace too. Like that was a bug. Yeah, see it stays lit now permanently. That's a light source. Look at that. We don't need torches. Where we're going, we don't need torches. We just need a little bit of intention. These are the kind of things. Lamp before redstone. Yeah, we got a lamp. Look at that. See, I know something. I know a thing or two about old Minecraft, even stuff I didn't get to show off in the other things. I did remember reading up on that. I don't think I will use that like idea I was going to do of like breaking everything kind of thing. Like I think I'm just gonna play Minecraft here. I don't think I'm gonna like be all technical and try and like duplicate things and all that. I could still make it attempts at it. I do know some ways to do that. Oh yeah, actually I'm gonna check my coordinates too before I proceed. I'm at negative positive. Oh no, I'm at negative negative. Let me see where I need to go positive positive because this is important. Well, actually, I don't even know if it's important for this stage. I might as well try though. Yeah, until beta 1.6, this is a thing I have to think about because ore is not as good generation wise. Yeah, it functions as like a staircase to get up here too, because it goes right out here. I'm up there. This is like down here. It's perfect. Oh yeah, I also gotta watch. Using like a pickaxe or a tool on its last tick actually doesn't like drop anything. Like if you're mining a block with a pickaxe on its last tick, it doesn't drop anything. And as another thing, as I was saying, durability is halved. Until I get coal, I just gotta do this. If it works, it works. I gotta produce a bunch of these lamps, and then I can actually use them for like it would work pretty well with like a pagoda. Usually buildings get better in this version with scale. Like the larger the build you do, generally like you can put more detail into it. But if it's like a small little boxy house, then yeah, it's not great. I believe they actually stay lit too. I don't remember how many versions that'll persist, but it should persist for a while. Like I'm like spiraling around, not in a predictable fashion either. But it opens it up to like the outside in ways that I could probably add builds and stuff to the outside to like kind of make it more more of like an area. I still can't believe I'm just using furnaces to light my way down. This is crazy talk. Look, it's a different item too. Tiled outlet furnace, blocks and bedrock. And this actually, I think it stays its own item too. Like it is like one of those illegal blocks or whatever that you can get if you play it like in this version and you keep it. And no, you don't get your stuff back from inside a furnace if you place stuff in it. So if you like break a furnace with like all of your fuel and stuff, you lose it all. I learned that lesson the hard way. Because all of like the ore, like things are like the exact same size across the board. And it's just like kind of random. Could be small. It could be big. Honestly, like having like better tools doesn't have too much advantages with half the durability. You kind of burn through like the iron tools really fast if you're not like consistently mining. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna get a fair bit of gold as well. The ultimate building block. I guess actually, I didn't even think about it before, but I could use gold as like an actual building block, like gold or even the gold blocks themselves, but it would take a bit longer to get to build with that. Probably the most furnaces I'll ever craft. Probably. I think you like to speed it up. You just exit the world and re-enter it. Then look at that. That speeds it up. This is intended feature. Don't worry. It is not, by the way. I'm gonna enjoy this era of the game because mining is really good. There's just no cave action at all. Okay. I think I'm ready to build. I just need to gather some wood first, so I'm just gonna go chop down some trees. Hopefully, some of the trees up on top of the hill here have grown. If not, I will just go exploring and find a bunch of wood that way. But I've got an inventory full of cobblestone, which should be more than enough. More than enough to get to work. Now, let me smelt. I do want to plan out how this base is going to work, because I am actually going to make it a decently sized starter base. It's not going to be huge. I don't really need to make it huge. I don't need to build like a mansion or anything. But what I could do is I could definitely have like some sort of entrance here to some upper floor, and then you kind of go down, and then there's some kind of lower entrance here. Maybe it kind of goes out. I don't know exactly how I want to do it. But there'll be like a lower entrance down here, some sort of balcony effect, maybe even some sort of extension build later, but definitely like a balcony build, a big old rectangle, and then I think what I will do is I will do like a square, maybe up here. So it'll be like a rectangular component for the basement, and then a square portion. That's gonna be like the main kind of pagoda thing, and that's gonna kind of shrink with every floor. I won't be able to do too much since there is only so many blocks I can go from above. Okay, I counted like around 25, which is pretty good. It's like I found a bug. Oh, never mind. But I did count 25, so we can make it pretty tall if I want to. So that is an option. So then I get to decide how I want to actually build the thing, which will be interesting. I'm gonna go grab wood though. Oh, that is just ready to cause problems. Let me see if I can get above it. I just don't want the second like that the water tick updates for it to just all flood into my mine. And well, I guess my mine actually does have the furnaces, so it should be okay. But even still, gives me a good excuse to light up the surrounding area, I guess, as well. And that places me quite high. You don't really realize it, but I am really high up on there. I kind of want to see it from afar. It'd be better to see once I actually have a build to show off. So maybe I'll do it in that case. And then I guess down here could be my farm. Because you can do a farm, which I will probably do. Could even set that up now. It's pretty straightforward. But there is a little oversight that I can take advantage of, which I will probably do. Let me do this first though. I don't remember if crouching. Oh yeah, you can't crouch it, so I have to be kind of careful how I do this. Because crouching actually breaks the or like walking on the crops breaks them. I can kind of just keep this going. I could just build like a little windmill, or well, maybe not a windmill since I don't have white wool or anything. Could build some sort of building, like a silo or something like that, to store all my crops. I'm trying to think like more large scale, well not large scale, but like more like builds for each thing. It's just like whatever random stuff I could do. I could do like a little cottage and stuff, like a fishing shack and you know that kind of stuff. Like I'm just trying to think outside the box a little bit for myself. And I think I will do the museum still. I will kind of upgrade it and stuff as we go, as we get more blocks, but I could definitely start with like doing the inf-2010 museum. And I don't know where I will do that just yet. I'll figure all this stuff out. I can probably figure out what buildings are going to go where in this general area. Because if there's one thing I like a bit of constraint. You know, I like it kind of being like bounded. and having like different areas to different things. Like down here is kind of more like the port side thing. Then up there is kind of more the highlands. And I probably should also talk about the series itself, since I'm sure a lot of people will be watching this stuff right now what Minecraft through time means. Is Minecraft from the earliest version to the most recent. That's really all it is. And the kind of auxiliary goal that I hope to fulfill is to keep the same world, which I wasn't able to do in the other one that I did. And this one's kind of building off of that one, a very similar premise and everything. But I'm probably going to place more emphasis on alpha and inf-dev and kind of have beta be just kind of part of alpha, because I played a lot of beta already, and I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube channels and stuff and like series that you can go to watch for a lot more beta content, but this is going to be more like alpha and inf-dev centric, at least this like first part, and then I'll go kind of to release. I'm not quite sure what the goal is from there, if I want to make it to the modern version or if I want to make it to like the combat update or that kind of thing. We'll see. I will try to keep up to date on telling people, or tell you guys about the versions as I update the world. And in terms of how I'm gonna update, I'm probably just gonna jump every once in a while. I don't know if I'll do like a consistent like translating of versions upward kind of thing, just because I want to get stuff done, and that doesn't necessarily adhere to a schedule like, one where I would be updating pretty much every episode. So I don't know how often I'll update. I guess whenever I'm bored and want some more blocks to play with. And that way I'll have stuff built and I can kind of think of like how to improve what I already have. Just say, since there's no sand or gravel, there's no flint, there's no glass. So for windows, I'm going to have to just have holes in the walls. So I'm gonna have to really get creative. And that's one of the things old Minecraft is really interesting for, is you really gotta think about how you want to do things, because you can't use your modern solutions. You can use kind of modern techniques maybe if you can figure out how to use them in an older version like this, but for the most part you're pretty much just trying to, like, on your own, trying to figure it out. And now look at this, I've been doing all sorts of lighting. Things are looking great. Well, it actually does, the sword does break leaves the fastest. That's interesting as well. Worth keeping in mind. At least this way I can light up all these areas without having to deal with the mobs immediately, and then I can kind of, I won't have to deal with them as much when they do get added. So, for this building portion, I guess I should dig out a bit of an area. I don't exactly know how big I want to make it. I think the rectangular portion doesn't really need to be that big. I don't have a whole lot for interior, but I do have blocks. I do have lots of blocks to do this. I think what I could do, I guess, I could just have this be the balcony. This is like the lower portion, and then this will be kind of the little rectangular room. So I'll have to make this at least somewhat sizable. Like it'll be probably for storage and all that, because it's like the mine entrance. Oh, life flashes before your eyes. This actually, I do have a use for this. This could just be like my little crafting area. A little shrine. I can at least have like some sort of fancy floor. This was probably a good thing I gathered all this wood. It's coming to good use. And then about the roof, I think I'll just keep this as the roof. And yeah, there really isn't too much else to it detailing wise. What I could do though is I could add some sort of chandelier. that's kind of the beginning. I don't know about this thing here. I was trying to get some sort of decor. I don't know. You can kind of get an idea for what this is like now. Maybe I go down and see if my seeds have grown. They have. One of them has. And that is a little here's a little secret. This version. No matter how many you plant, it's always going to have the same state. So infinite food. Some of you may call it cheating. I call it intended gameplay behavior. No, it's here till it gets patched. Okay. Doing this. I was trying to. Like that will probably be fine. And then in typical fashion, what I will do is I will kind of place these on the outsides. Place some torches. Since I can't really get a good look at it from up here, I'll just go down the mine a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll probably have to add some supports and remove that dirt, but that's a later point thing. So what I was going to do was do this. Then there's a little bit of depth. It's probably fine. I can still get through it. One of the issues I find is that it's hard to figure out the right balance in these versions of with building, because to make things look nice, often you add detail, but I find the more detail you tend to add in these versions, with like everything being so bulky and not having like stairs or walls or fences or anything, it tends to become eventually like so over detailed and cluttered. So I'm trying to keep it somewhat simple, just so that it's not too crazy. Like this is a little all over the place. And I don't know what I'm putting in here. This could be my little smelting room, because storage will probably go upstairs. One thing I could see myself doing as well is I could probably smart my way into having like some sort of leaf wall, but it seems like a lot of work for something aesthetic. Now this floor is going to be a square, so I'm gonna have to square it out. Did I build it perfect? Wow. You'd think I'd have it planned, but no, I actually did not have it planned. It just worked out that way. And this floor actually will probably, I guess I could raise it. Like a little floor design. Something a little bit, something clever. Whoa. Well, that was interesting. It's the risk you take building up high. At least I could take a look at the build from below to see how it's coming along. Yeah, it looks good. You kind of see the vision. I gotta find my stuff. Oh, there's beam on the floor. There's also my slabs. Well, yes, that's all the blocks I have for now, so I'm gonna have to I'll go back to work here. Oh, so that's what I was talking about. I was curious. So apparently, reloading the world just causes the trees to come back. Funnily enough, this block placement thing, it does help me. It does help me on like these awkward situations of actually like this, like where I'm like, oh, how am I gonna place those blocks? Well, I can here. It's one way these things can actually be beneficial. This is just one of the lower mantles. This isn't even like the bottom. I think it still goes below this, another layer. It's like a cake. And now there's some semblance of support. That one portion anyway. Okay, it's 5 hours. That's probably more than enough for this stream. So I'm gonna wrap things up for now. I think I will continue to build this up, and I'll probably do some more layers and roofs and things. Hopefully it looks all right. I kind of wanted to throw something together. I think it kind of fits the Zen garden, you know, as a nice compliment, a nod, if you will, to that. I think it's turned out pretty good. At least what I managed to build out of it so far. Considering I'm building an inf-dev, like one of the earliest versions of Minecraft that you can still update the world, which is 2010-0327, by the way, as the YouTube or the title will probably say. But man, that looks really solid. I wonder if I can bridge over here. Oh, right. Bridging is a little bit of a complex task. Oh, yeah, that stuff can happen. Yeah, I think that, yeah, that's really nice. You can see my little lower area I built. Oh, that looks sick. Especially on top of the hill like that. Okay, well, anyway, that's gonna have to do it. I don't want to keep things going for too much longer, so thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode. I should have the last episode, episode 19 of Minecraft Through Time, kind of the epilogue or the end of that series, and then the episode 0 of this one, which will be all going through all the versions up until this one, and then now we have this. And I don't know. I'll see when I update. I'll just kind of mess around a bit. This is more progress than I had probably in the first episode of any of the other ones. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I could do. But until then, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.